Hello everybody and welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. Today we are going to be doing something a little different than normal. As you can see, my shop is completely empty. There are no vehicles in here. We don't have any junkyard cars. And that is because we are going to be taking some orders from the general public. So we'll be going to our orders section here and we'll be taking one of these orders that's coming in. We actually just got one in here. Let's check this one out. It's a Bolt Reptilia R2 Supercharged. And the job description that the customer is requesting is they want it sprayed to the factory color, and they also want to have some body parts replaced or repaired. Let's go ahead and start off with that one. That seems like a fairly simple job. We got this rust bucket here. Let's go ahead and move it over to a car lift. Actually, we don't even need to bring it to a car lift. We can do all the repair work right here. Let's go ahead and open up the car status, and we have to spray it the factory color. And we have to repair the front right fender, the left headlight, left taillight, and the right side mirror. So we are going to do that. So, let's see here. Front right fender, and then the front right side mirror. And let's see here. Let's check and see what else we got to do. Left headlight and left taillight. That seems fairly simple. Left headlights and then left taillight. Alright, so we are working with a Bolt Reptilia. I believe that it's going to be universal, that we don't have to have a supercharged part. Alright, so we need a left taillight. We need a left headlight, which is going to be right here. We need a right side mirror, which I believe... is it R2? That is a great question. I need to verify that I'm getting the right parts here, because this may be an R2. This is an R2. Okay. It doesn't specify in the repair order what we need. However, we can just go to our inventory. So we need R2 headlights. I was like, why does it want me to have an R2 headlight if this is 100%? And that's because I bought it already. Yeah, so we need an R2 headlight. We already have that, so let's go ahead and get rid of this, as it is not repairable. None of this is repairable. We have the left taillight, but we need an R2, so we can actually sell that. So everything we're purchasing is R2. We need to remember that here. We need an R2 right side mirror. Then we need an R2 left fender. I want to say it was. That's a Bolt Reptilia. We need an R2 left fender here. Does it really matter? Because I don't see R2. Oh, never mind. Here it is right here. Okay. Front left fender. Okay, that should be it for this vehicle. Let's go ahead and not move the car. I need to go to assemble mode. That's what I was looking for. We got our new fender. Looks good. Looks good. Left side mirror. Did I buy the right mirror? I have a feeling I bought a right side mirror when I needed a left side mirror. Let's see here. Left side mirror. Unless I replaced the wrong one. Okay, there's that. Now what? Why is it saying I haven't repaired them? I bought the wrong mirror, didn't I? Yeah, I bought the wrong mirror. Just great. Okay, do we have a right side mirror? Or do we have to go buy that? Alright, well, they got a free mirror out of the deal. Nice. Good job, me. Okay, left taillight, left headlight, and front right fender. I bought the wrong fender, too. Nice. Awesome. So they're getting free parts out of me today. Let's just check one more time. We need a left taillight and a left headlight. At least we have that. Let's come back here to do the taillight, but I'm such an idiot. And we don't have the correct taillight. Let me guess, we bought them a right taillight, didn't we? Let's go to our inventory here. Nope, we didn't buy them a taillight at all. Okay. Now you see why I like doing restoration jobs, because I could just replace everything and get it right. Okay, what else do we have to do here? We need a front right fender. Well, let's go ahead and remove their fender here. And let's go ahead and come back here to the shop. And pick up the correct fender. And there we go. We have fixed all the faulty parts that they requested us to fix. The next thing we have to do is we need to move this over to the paint shop. And we need to paint this the factory color. That is what they are requesting, so that is what we are going to do. Alright, let's see what factory color is. Nice, looks good. What does the current color look like? I like the current color better. But the customer is always right, so we have to paint it whatever they want. So, make sure we are set to factory, and we will paint the car. And let's go ahead and move it back out to the garage entrance, and then we are just going to verify that everything is done, and we will go ahead and get the customer their car back. Alright, so, spray the factory color. Yep, we did that. Replace the front right fender, left headlight, left tail lights, and right side mirror. So, moral of the story is we need to pay more attention to the parts that we have to replace because this customer got some free parts. That's my fault. Yeah, that's going to be it for this repair order. Let's go ahead and finish the order. We made a grand total of $3,600. We spent $1,400. A little bit of that was me buying the wrong parts, but we have just completed our first work order in a long time. Let's go ahead and open up the orders and see what else we've got. We got a custom order here for a Bolt Reptilia R2. That is probably going to take a while, so I'm not going to do that one right now. We have a Ford Mustang Mach 1. Lack of engine power. Ooh, right off the bat, I really don't want to do this repair because it's got engine work. Car's not start. Change engine oil filter. Yeah, general engine control and repair. That means taking the engine apart. What about this Bolt Hellcat? Lack of engine power. Find and fix all engine... Again, engine problems. Tempest Magnum. Repair all running gear faults. Controlling car feels loose. Brake problems. You know what? We got a check engine light, we've got suspension, we've got exhaust. Let's go ahead and do the Bolt Hellcat order. Let's do it. Nice, it's a race car. It's got a livery on it. That looks really good. Alright, let's go ahead and open up the car status. We have some undiscovered parts that we have to find. But so far, on the lack of engine power, we see a fuel filter, an ignition distributor rotor, and a scoop air filter. Find and fix all engine problems. A valve push rod. Yep, this engine's gonna have to come out if there's a valve push rod that's bad. Rocker arm. Engine head cover A. Yeah, this engine's coming out. Vehicle cannot be started. We have to figure out why it doesn't start. They want us to replace all the filter. All the filters. It's not a problem. Car is hard to control. It's gonna be a suspension issue, so we're gonna have to get the car running, and then we'll have to put it on the test track to find the suspension problem. And then loud when accelerating, that is probably going to be an exhaust issue. So, let's go ahead and move this onto car lifter A. And let's do a little bit of diagnostics here. First, do a visual inspection. Obviously, I can't really tell what's wrong with this thing based on looking at it. Obviously, there's a lot of rust everywhere. I can see that the loud sound they're hearing is probably these mufflers. They look like crap. Maybe this exhaust manifold, that looks bad. I mean, the other one looks the same, so, I mean, there's a bunch of issues that this could be. But we're going to go ahead and get some examine tools, and this thing doesn't have OBD, I can tell you that. Fuel pressure test, let's go ahead and do that. See if it can identify any parts. Already know we've got a bad fuel filter, but we also now know we have a bad fuel pump as well, so that is going to be another component that would probably cause it not to start. So that's let's go ahead and check real quick. Vehicle cannot be started. No, vehicle cannot be started. That's gonna be something else. There's a... I would have to guess a starter. Let's go ahead and hook up the meter. That might be able to detect if the starter's bad or not. Oh no, the starter's fine. Ignition coil B, so that probably might be why it's not starting. Alright, compression tester. This is gonna tell us how bad the engine is. Ooh, piston rings. Piston with conrod. Yep. We're gonna have to do some engine work for sure in this sucker. Alright, let's see here. Find and fix all engine problems. Well, we have discovered some of them. We've got piston rings. We've got a piston with conrod. And piston rings. Alright, so first things first. Let's get this monstrosity of an engine out of the vehicle. We're gonna need to bring this thing all the way up on the lift, and we need to drain the oil out of it. If it even has oil in it. I'm gonna have to wait for it to... There we go, okay. Alright, let's go ahead and see if there's any oil in here. Look at that, there's oil in there. All right, all the oil has been drained out. Let's go ahead and move the equipment back. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and get my camera in a better angle here. And we're going to go ahead and remove the drive shaft. Because in order to remove the engine, we have to remove the transmission. And in order to remove the transmission, we have to remove the drive shaft. And then we're also going to go ahead and remove the starter, because we have to remove that to remove the transmission. There we go. Okay, so we can leave the clutch parts on there. We don't have to remove those. Actually, let's go ahead and remove them. They will all go back on there at the end of the day. If I will. Alright, so crankshaft is going to have to come out. Actually, it probably won't have to come out. We have to do exhaust manifolds from the engine bay. Let's go ahead and fix our exhaust problems. Can we examine these parts? Yes, we can. And yep, we got a bad muffler, and we have 2 bad mufflers. Let's go ahead and just check the those parts. Those are orange. They're not too bad. These look good. I wonder if I can examine... can be examined by taking off the car. Okay. Alright, well, we know these middle mufflers are bad. Let's just go ahead and knock these out right now. Let's go to the shop and pick those up. Middle muffler. Times 2. And that should have taken care of the loud when accelerating. Yep, it did. We got 2 middle mufflers repaired. Car is hard to control. That is a suspension problem. Like I said, we'll take it to the test track. Once we get this thing running, we can take it to the test track and figure out what's wrong with the suspension. So let's go and remove the front exhaust pipes. We do need to remove those in order to pull the exhaust manifolds out. And I need to come over to this side of the dang car lift to drop it down. We're going to need our engine crane. Over to car lifter A. Can we remove the engine with the exhaust manifolds on it? Oh, install. Pull out. Yes, we can. Sweet. We're just going to leave the exhaust manifolds on there, and we're going to go ahead and add the engine to the crate. Okay, so let's do a quick little inspection of the engine bay here. The battery looks good. Radiator, can we examine the radiator? No, we have to take it off the car. Let's go and pull it off the car real quick. Okay, it's fine. Obviously, we have a whole engine. So, let's go ahead and just knock the engine out. This is going to be the time-consuming part of the job here, is the engine. Alright, so I have to decide how I want to approach this. Obviously, the air scoop V8, I think we're going to need that. Let me go ahead and just check the car here. I don't know if it'll update the parts list. Air scoop air filter. Oh, it told us all the problems we have. It's all, of course, all engine problems. Yeah, it's all engine issues. Here's how I'm going to do this. This is going to be the easiest way to do this. Vehicle cannot be started is a spark plug. Seriously. In my personal opinion, a fuel filter or a bad ignition distributor, that would cause an engine not to start more than a spark plug would. One spark plug. The logic behind that, I will never understand it. Okay, so back to what I was gonna do. I'm just gonna gut this thing. I'm just gonna take everything off of it, and then I'll just replace parts that are like really bad. So, like the air filters, those will be replaced at the end. Carburetors look fine. Not really worried about those. Anything that's just like super damaged, we'll work with. Like, I'm guaranteed this radiator fan is probably going to be bad. Yeah, 2%. That is definitely bad. And I have to remove this belt first. Yeah, so, yeah, we're just going to remove everything. Go ahead and pull these ignition wires off. And always forget these clips. Where is the other one? Is it really all the way back here? Seriously, it's hiding. Hiding back here. Looks like that we're taking the intake manifold off first, even though I didn't click on that. Alright, let's pull the engine head covers off. We are going to have to take a dive into the timing. So we will have to disassemble the front drive section here. The accessory section. Ignition coil, that's gone. Let's pull that fuel filter off. Let's go ahead and start getting the front end disassembled here. So the one thing that I have to be sure that I do is I have to make sure that I replace the part that's bad. Like this rocker arm, let's use this for an example. This rocker arm is clearly bad. It's rusted, it's, you know, damaged. I have to put a brand new rocker arm here. And if I don't, like if I put it here, it's not gonna recognize that I did that. It's not gonna recognize that I put a new rocker arm there. Even though this one could be, you know, higher. Let's see if I can examine it here, actually. Yeah, we have a 40% rocker arm. This one's gonna be like a potato. Yeah, 13%. If I put a 100% here and then I put this 40% here, it's not gonna recognize this as fixed because it wants it 100%. So, I have to be really careful when I'm doing all this reassembly, especially on the rocker arms and the valve push rods. I might, honestly, I'm gonna make a profit on the job. I might just replace all the rocker arms. That's what we're gonna do. I'm not even gonna worry about it. Screw it. I'm just replacing all of them. Gotta go above and beyond for the customers, make them happy. So that's what we're gonna do. Money's not a problem for me. I've got $3 million, almost $4 million now. Those restoration jobs make me a little bit of money. If I sell the cars. I haven't sold, I barely sold any of the cars I've made videos on. They're sitting in a garage right now, so I might sell them. We gotta remove spark plugs and then the exhaust manifold before we pull the head off. So there's the one bad spark plug. Somewhere on this side. And let's get the head off. Alternator. Let's get this head off over here. Again, gotta pull these rocker arms off. Time-consuming part of this right here. It'd be nice if I could install all these at once. Some vehicles have a rocker arm assembly that you literally just put one part in and bolt them all up and you're done. Those are the best vehicles because you don't have to do this time-consuming stuff where you pull every single one out at a time. Okay, so we have the heads off. We got the drive section disassembled, and we have the timing cover off. We are going to go ahead and pull the timing components out, which means we can pull the camshaft out now. The last thing we need to do is we need to remove the oil pan here, and then we need to flip this engine over. And we need to work with the pistons that are bad. So I'm not going to be replacing all these. I'm just going to pull them out one at a time. So let's go ahead and start down here. Did it tell us? It told us which ones are bad, right? Except for the rod caps. Let's just go and do a quick examine on those. It told us which piston and con rods were bad. It's going to be that one there. Yeah, this one here is bad. That one, no, that one looks fine. This one here is obviously a little darker than the rest. That is bad. We'll have to replace that. Oops. Doesn't show us the piston rings, so there's a couple of bad piston rings on this. So we're gonna have to figure out which one of these other these pistons have the bad rings. So let's go ahead and begin by first replacing this bearing cap, and then also this piston with con rod. We got to remove the rod cap before we do that. All right, so that's one of the rings and the con rods right there. Let's go ahead and get that done. We got piston rings, and then a piston with con rod. Let's go ahead and get that installed. And we don't have to touch the rod cap. If we have to come back in here and do rod caps, I'm just going to drop the oil pan from under the vehicle and do it from there. We need a crankshaft bearing cap. Crankshaft bearing cap. Speaking of crankshafts, what is the condition of our crankshafts? It's good. Okay. As long as we don't have to replace the crankshaft, I'm happy with that. We suck to get the entire engine put back together. Oh, whoops. I need to save this crankshaft bearing cap for last. I have another piston ring, I believe. Let me go over here to the car order and see. I believe there's one more piston ring that we need to replace. There's 1 and 2. Okay, yeah, so there's another piston in here that's got bad rings. We have to figure out which one it is. So we are going to use process of elimination here to figure out which one of these pistons has bad rings. Hey, guess what? We chose the correct piston. That's the one that's got the bad rings. Just gotta go through all of them until we find it, and we got lucky on the first one. That's gonna save a lot of time. And put that rod cap back in. Now we can put the crankshaft bearing cap in. And the oil pan's bad, so we gotta replace that. It's gonna be a V8 OHV. Oil pan. We're also gonna need to get a filter. Got a V8 OHV. Let's go and pick up a filter while we're at it here. I'm assuming it's gonna be a V8 OHV. If it's not, I'm gonna be really mad. Good, it is. Okay. Let's get that slapped on there, and then let's get the new oil pan installed. Okay, let's get this thing flipped back over. And let's finish this repair up. Okay, camshaft. Got the camshaft put in. We got a cam gear. That is gonna need to be replaced. Cam gear. It's going to be for a V8 OHV. Is it going to be for a V8? Is it just no, there it is. Alright, what about timing chain? Timing chain is good. We're putting that back on. Timing cover. Timing cover is bad. We got a V8 OHV. This is how we're gonna fix the rest of these problems with this vehicle's engine. Is we're just gonna start assembling everything, and then when we find a part that's bad, we're just gonna buy a replacement. Okay, that looks like the entire engine. All the work we needed to do. Let me go ahead and pull the engine off. Get this engine crane back over. Hopefully we got everything. We're about to find out what we missed. I'm gonna keep that here just in case we need to pull this out again. Alright, let's go ahead and open up the car status. We have repaired all of the lack of engine power, things that we needed to do. Find and fix all engine problems. Okay, the fuel pump. Obviously, I got scared there for a second, but we got a fuel pump. Awesome, we fixed all the engine problems. Vehicle cannot be started without one spark plug. Makes no sense why a vehicle wouldn't start with one bad spark plug. Filters need replacing. We replaced all the filters. Car is hard to control. That is the last thing we have to do is diagnose the hard to control issue, and then loud when accelerating. So, first things first, let's go ahead and jump back here to the rear of the vehicle. We can replace the pump from up here. We're gonna go and replace the fuel pump. So let's go ahead and add some oil to the engine here. We don't need you, Mr. Engine Crane. You can go ahead and go back to the center of the shop. Go ahead and get some oil up in this engine, and then we're gonna go ahead and verify that it starts. And then after that, we are going to take it right next door here to our little test path that we have. We're going to see if we can figure out why this vehicle is not, I guess, steering correctly or handling correctly. So we have oil in there. Let's go ahead and bring this down to the ground. Let's move it over to garage entrance A, and let's go ahead and verify that it starts up. No start. Oh, I know why it's not starting. Duh. We have more parts that need to go on it. We are missing several major components that are preventing it from starting. Okay. Let's go and get these installed back in here. Clutch release bearing. Then we have a transmission to put in. No wonder why it wasn't starting. We don't have a starter. Ha 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 ha. Alright, let's get these exhaust pipes put in. I don't think we had to replace those at all. And then, of course, the drive shaft. That is the last component we need. Technically, now it will start. But we're going to go ahead and just reassemble it, and then we'll go ahead and just get this thing right next door. I don't even have to bring this all the way down. I just need to move it. It'll start now. It for sure will start. All right, we're gonna go ahead and bring it over here to the test path. It will help diagnose or examine suspension and brake parts. So I'm gonna go ahead and come in here. Man, it has been forever since I've been in this room. I've never needed to come in here. We're gonna go ahead and proceed with the path test here. It took a while to start up, but it started. Go and bring it up. Hold the brake. It's going to examine our brake components, and now we have to move up and place the rear wheels on there. And brakes look good. Let's go ahead and do the suspension test here. Suspension parts look good. We might actually have to take this to the actual test track to diagnose this. Okay, didn't find any problems. Let's go ahead and jump out. Did we find anything to do with cars hard to control? Nope. Okay. Alright, here we are at the test track. Let's go ahead and just go into our third person here. Let's go ahead and start. We got the acceleration test, the slalom test, suspension test, and brakes test. So let's go ahead and start this thing off. He's got good acceleration. Some sloppy steering. Oh, yeah. Wow, that steering is real bad. That, and I'm driving on a mouse and keyboard, which is difficult. Yeah. It's been forever since I've done a mouse keyboard driving. Normally use a controller. Alright, we got the suspension test here. Okay, suspension test was good. We just have the brakes test. Oh man, this thing's terrible. Alright, here's our brake test right up here. Nope, we're gonna lose control. We're gonna wipe out right before the brake test. Hang on, I gotta get my screen facing forward here, and here's the brake test. The brakes suck. Okay, so we have discovered some bad parts here. We've got leaf springs. Leaf springs. Is that all we're gonna have to do is leaf springs? That makes me happy because I don't have to, you know, tear apart the entire rear end or front end to get to a component. So it's all literally just leaf springs. And let's go ahead and bring it back over here. Realistically, if we were removing these leaf springs, we would have to support the axle somehow. Because that is what the leaf spring bolts do. Technically, the leaf springs themselves are still bolted to the frame. We need 2 of each and 2 of each. You can snag this one right on the corner there. And then I believe we just have to do this side, and then that is going to be it for this vehicle. This one took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Oh. No, I need new leaf springs. I bought the wrong quantity. I forgot I had to do both sides there. Alright. I believe that is going to be everything. We need to check the car's hard to control. Yes! That is everything. We have all of that done. Let's go ahead and go through the list here. We have repaired all the lack of engine power concerns. We have found and we have fixed all engine concerns. Engine problems. We have discovered why the vehicle couldn't be started. Which makes no sense still. We've replaced the filters that needed to be replaced. We have repaired the cause of the car being hard to control. And we have fixed the car's loud acceleration. We have spent $5 grand on this job. We have made $14,000 bonus just from tasks. We have a $2,500 job bonus for a total payout of $23,135. I will take that. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Let's see if we can repair anything. Wow, we can actually repair stuff. We'll make a little bit of extra money here. That supercharger, we repaired that. That'll fetch us a nice profit. Let's go ahead and see. Let's go and sell the superchargers. $1,000 bucks. Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll take that. We can sell everything else because we don't need it. All right, we made an extra 1,500 bucks off of that. All right, guys, that is going to conclude this video. That's engine repair job. Took a lot longer than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be a quick, easy job, but I guess I was wrong. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, consider subscribing. I definitely plan on doing more repair order videos because, to be completely honest, the restoration jobs, they're very boring and they're very repetitive. I mean, I'm doing the same exact thing over and over again. So it was kind of nice to do something else for a change. So, again, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.